Okay, here's Game of Thrones, season 2, episode 10, the season finale of season 2 Game of Thrones. The power theme of season 2 is brought out metaphorically in this episode. Fire is the metaphor for power, and how people use fire in the series, and how people used fire in season 2. It's really the metaphor. I had to watch it again to really get this, because I watched episodes again. I'm like, yeah, that's what they're doing here. Fire is the metaphor for power, because power isn't a whole thing. Power isn't an object. But so fire is the metaphor. Some worship fire. Some covet it in fire. Some are born into fire. Some fend off death with fire. Some people just burn fire and basically burn people with fire, and just be so like cold-hearted and destructive. It could be good and it can be bad, and it could cook your meals and make you survive, but it can also kill you at the same time. And that's what power is, and that's what fire is, and that's what they're doing in season 2. The choices of fleeing or facing off and going to battle. Both Tywin and Theon are dealing with this, and about what really you should do, and like what if you got the fire, when do you use it and when don't you use it, and when do you have to use it and when do you don't really need to use it that much. And that's sort of what you have to think about as well. Dany finds her dragons. We've been doing that for the last 9 episodes, and her team seems to get stronger as the episode ends. And if there's a heart and soul in the game characters, it would be her. We root for her to win in the end, and I have a feeling she is probably going to win in the end. Nature versus happiness thematic going on in this episode, where Tywin feels that he's good at plotting and good at playing these power games, so to speak, and he really kind of chooses power over love when he talks to his love. He's sitting in bed and he's telling her that, we're not fleeing because I like this and I like power, and power is better than love. And that's basically what a lot of the characters are dealing with in this season 2, is that what is more important to them, power or love? And what's more important in your life, in our lives, in my life, what really is important? Because that's a really interesting question for a lot of people to ask themselves, to truly ask themselves. Or you probably can't even answer that question yourself, or somebody who's smarter and basically knows you very well can answer that question for you. But he thinks he's good at plotting. He thinks that's what he's supposed to be doing. He thinks that's what nature is telling him what to do. But maybe it's not. And Dany, the mother of the dragons, over her family, and she's basically saying, this is what nature is telling me what to do. This is our natural inclination. We are who we are. And there's all kinds of thematics going on in television with this we are who we are thematic, where this is who I am, this is what I do, this is what I am. But really it's all kind of masked by power, and power is being chosen over love in television in the 2000s, which is interesting because it's especially in the Western world with Americana. Maybe that's what the first administration did in after 9/11, and they basically said, you know what, power is more important than love. Or maybe I'm wrong. What do I know? All I know is that it's a fun little romp. Game of Thrones season 2 is it's a solid year of television, and I'm over and out, and that's my review.